So it's really funny watching this guy. So I've been there and it's just funny to think. It's just funny to think that, okay, now Kanye is getting up and storming out of that house. He has to like walk his way out of that maze and down those steps and then the front steps. And I'm like trying to picture how that would go because you guys have no idea the complexity of the Tim Pool compound.
Like, not told him exactly where he needed to go and the confusing nature of that. Although
I'm just trying to like, let me see this because you guys have to know.
Considering the size of the house that Kanye lives in is probably somewhat comparable to the size.
But that doesn't mean he understands this. All right. But it's not just the size of it. Okay. I'm curious to see how somebody storms out of Tim Pool's house because you literally to get to where this studio is.
No,
it's agree. Really interesting concept.
All right. Well,
all right.
You know, and Sean Fitzgerald, great to see you, brother. Yeah, no, I definitely agree. It is definitely done in a way for clicks. There's no question. But this was a very interesting point of emphasis because obviously when it comes to what Kanye has been getting a lot of attention for, of course, has been very negative, and rightfully so. But kudos to Tim for standing up where it was necessary.
All right. So if you want to, this is me getting to see it. So there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
You're not going to take... If we can't, you're not going to take my pain away, right? The Jewish people say it's the Holocaust, this happened, and you can't say anything about it. We can't take their pain away. No one's going to denounce the fact that they tried to lock me up. That's what, because every time I'm just holding stride and it's like, I thought I was more Malcolm X, but I find out I'm more MLK because as I'm getting hosed down every day by the press and financially, I'm just standing there. And when I found out that they tried to put me in jail, it was like a dog was biting my arm and I almost shed a tear, almost, but I still walked in stride through it. Yeah,
I think they've been extremely unfair to you.
Who was they though? We can't say they is, can we?
Press. I'm not using I don't use the word as the way I guess you guys use. I'm talking.
It is
about
them though, isn't it? I mean, because because when you think about it, consider it. In 2018.
What do you mean it's not?
What do I mean? Like, okay, so how about? Are you leaving?
Are you referring to the press?
He's gone. I'll say it right now. You guys want to bring that stuff up? And then
have the discussion.
Not gonna have a conversation.
Have the discussion.
Like you think Ye's gonna come in here and say, "Here's my pain, here's my suffering." I'm gonna say, "I hear you," and then he's gonna say, "And it was Jewish people," and I'm gonna be like, "Okay, but don't you consider?" It's like, I'm not gonna do this. I refuse.
Go, make sure he's cool.
All right, go for it. Luke and I will have a conversation. So I can't say I'm surprised. What do I even do? Other than ask him, please elaborate on this. Are you referring to individuals? Or are you quite literally blaming an entire group of people for the fact that powerful individuals are causing you harm?
I really wanted to ask Nick about his thoughts about MLK because I know they contradict his comments about that. But again, these are mass generalizations that don't really help anyone in my perspective. They just kind of sound like their opposition. They sound what they're kind of going against, the woke mob that's always saying white men are responsible for everything. When I see people just use generalizations, it kind of cheapens the conversations. It cheapens a dialogue that we could have here that I was planning to talk to Ye about, specifically bringing up like, hey, let's actually talk about this in a real concise way. Let's not get emotional. Let's not walk out of here. Let
me tell all you guys outright. I said, this is going to be a big issue. Before the show, obviously, people are going to bring up the questions of anti-Semitism. Why don't we talk about the news? I want to hear what happened with this meeting. I want to understand what Ye 24 is. And then we can do a longer conversation about any of that stuff. And Ye literally in the first 5 minutes says, no, I want to talk about a group of people and point to them. Whatever, man. You want to know why? Look, you're not going to sit here and you're going to walk out of the room. You're free to do so, man. But literally, I said a couple sentences about, I don't think that's fair. Did I insult the man? He seriously can't handle. He can't handle it.
He also left during the Piers Morgan interview he did, but he came back. So again, we should be able to have this conversation. What's up, Chris?
He wants his phone.
Oh, yeah.
Look, man, I wanted to talk to these guys about why they're meeting with Trump.
Chris.
I want to know what happened with the dinner because we hear a lot of rumors about it.
I want to hear about their 2024 platform, which they were promising, which they were talking about, like they're going to be officially.
Let me explain to everybody that, unfortunate they walked out. Fine. Maybe they'll come back, whatever. This is the biggest challenge with dealing with identitarianism. I do not believe that the predeterminate factor in someone's worth, value, or agenda is based on immutable characteristics. Kanye is a black man. He does not represent all black people. There are Jewish individuals who work in banks. Dave Chappelle made the joke about Jewish people in Hollywood. And he said, but it doesn't mean anything. You got a lot of black people in Ferguson, doesn't mean they run the place. The point is, I'm all about individualism, meritocracy, personal responsibility. That means
And guys, that's the thing about Tim Pool. I think the way he was just right there, like what you said, like when people gave me so much crap for going on there, or people say he's a grifter and he's all this, you know, I don't know enough about like everything about him, but that's very reasonable what he's talking about to me. He's a very reasonable person, and his beliefs tend to be left, and people yet think he's right because they don't really know what left is in this country. That's another part of the problem. He is definitely libertarian.
Yeah, I mean, look, he brings on people that I don't particularly or would probably agree with on anything. I mean, listen, he brings Marjorie Taylor Greene on the damn show. I mean, you know,
she's a sitting congressperson.
Yeah.
The truth is, I would have her on this show. That's a sitting congressperson. Are you kidding me? You don't think that people should see that for who that is?
Sure.
I think that's our duty to expose that kind of stuff. It's not like that's not a candidate. That's a sitting congressperson. Yes, I would have her on the show.
He's had Thomas Massey on, who I happen to agree with a number of things on.
These are
I don't agree with him doing AR-15 Christmas cards with his kids, you know, but that doesn't mean that you don't have a conversation about issues that matter. And if everyone is so quick to jump to conclusions about what should and shouldn't be, I just personally think that Nick Fuentes and his rhetoric is extremely dangerous. And the things that he does, which I believe is to incite people to do things, he goes in those 4chan chats and Reddit threads and things like that. There's a lot of frustration.
But who is this kid? Like, where did he come from that anybody cares what he says or who he thinks? Like, he looks like a kid. Like, who is this?
Well, sometimes these people kind of get plucked out of obscurity because they know that they're going to espouse the message that is going to get people riled up, spend money, get clicks, do all these things.
No, but is he a celebrity? Is he a politician? Like,
no,
who is he?
He's like a commentator.
He's a commentator?
Yeah.
Oh.
But he's a commentator that spouts very, you know, anti-Semitic, violent rhetoric. Like he's a bad guy. He just is.
Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.